Greetings, YouTube. Apparently, I am now a member of Team Zissou. When it comes to science and history, you arrive at new concepts in these fields through research, through experimentation. You, in many ways, throw things at the wall and see if they stick. If they stick, they become the new standard. Over time, that changes, of course. Things adapt, they evolve. One of the things you don't do when it comes to science and history, however, is you don't vote on them. There is no consensus when it comes to deciding whether something is or is not science or history. I know of a case not that long ago where some legislative body voted on rounding the number pi down to 3.14. Now, the first three digits of pi are 3.14, but pi is an infinite series of numbers that never ever ends, and it keeps going for infinity. It's the nature of pi. And passing a law that says pi is 3.14 does not make pi 3.14. Why do I bring this up? Well, the Board of Education in the state of Texas has passed 100 or so amendments in an attempt to rewrite the history books in the state of Texas. And not only rewriting the history of the United States, but the history of the world. Giving it a much more conservative slant, if you will. Significantly more conservative slant. Changing the fact that, Thomas Jefferson was a man that wrote about freedom fighting and that influenced numerous other nations to try to achieve democracy. Undermining the concepts of separation of church and state. Trying to emphasize the violence of the Black Panthers as a counterpoint to the nonviolence of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I mean, this kind of blatant right-wing political pandering shouldn't really come as a shock out of Texas, but this has a negative effect on the entire nation, because what goes in Texas often means what goes in textbooks for the entire country, because Texas is a big purchasing state, and textbooks producers pander to Texas to get them to accept their textbooks. And this means that these ideas could be foisted on every single school curriculum in the nation, which is just astounding. For example, one of these amendments has decided to change the fact that McCarthy was a red-baiting witch hunter and tried to say that, he did good things. McCarthy did no good things. I freely admit that he did not prosecute anyone. He was not in a role to prosecute anyone. But he created the firestorm, the witch hunt that destroyed American lives. Because let's be sure you understand this. It was not in the era of McCarthy, nor is it now, illegal to be a communist. It's a political party. You can be a member of any political party you want to be in America. It's one of the nice things about being American. But McCarthy didn't like that. And he went out of his way to ruin people's lives, having them blackmailed from politics, from education, from working in the film industry, for decades. Because he was a petty, vindictive man that liked to hurt people. And these new amendments in Texas make him seem like a nice guy. He wasn't a nice guy. I'm going to link to the article that deals in more detail with what these people have done in Texas. But you can't vote on history, folks. History is what it is. And I know the old saying is that the winner writes the history books. Well, in this particular case, it appears to be the vindictive, bigoted, little-minded, petty people write the history books, which is sad. It's going to harm the education in Texas and in America at large. So if you have any say in your school board's areas, and you find out that one of these textbooks that's going to be written to appease Texas is going to be used in your school, do something about it. Don't let these people hurt the education that your child so desperately needs. Don't let them try to get a right-wing slant into history books. History books are unbiased. So it's what they are. It's what they need to be. We need to educate our children in a truly fair and balanced way. And these changes are not fair. nor balanced.